Now, this was sent to me earlier, and I have to say just wow, the dopey prat Mark DrakeFord contradicts himself a good few times in just 2 minutes when he appeared on BBC Radio earlier today. I mean, imagine being this stupid and still being able to function as a human. I am shocked his body remembers to breathe each time to keep him upright if he can forget what he said just moments before in some deluded bid to cover his ass when it comes to his Rona response. This video I will show you in a moment should prove to anyone with half a brain cell still remaining that a lot of what politicians are doing now is about optics before anything else. How they look in the eyes of the media matters a lot, as does how they will look in the future. Appearances are everything to these snivelling shitweasels now, which means preventing the media, or more importantly, general population, seeing them fail at anything matters more than doing the right thing. And let's be honest, they never really did the right thing anyway, did they? But they have doubled down on their doubling down to the point where they are now stuck in this cycle of their own doing that I have to say I find fucking hilarious. Until of course you remember it's ruining the lives of my fellow Brits directly because of the choices people like Mark Drakeford are making. I mean, I'll show you this now. He actually sits on the BBC and admits he has limited the rollout of the vaccine so staff are not standing around twiddling their thumbs while they wait for more stock. Never mind, obviously, the health of the Welsh people if this disease is so deadly. Them keeping their newly employed staff busy is the most important thing to him, it seems. But I have to say, what's the matter? Are you worried the people or media will call you out for employing people to do absolutely nothing? Knowing, of course, that Wales doesn't really have a big population, I am baffled as to why he would do this. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments once you see the video, if you haven't already, obviously. But I am really not sure how he thought this was a good idea, or whether he expected a softball interview from the BBC with no tough questions like this. Either way, to me, it does not look good for this snivelling shitweasel, that is for sure. But enough of me talking shit, let's hear what he had to say.
The most important issue is that we are on track to deliver vaccination to all the top 4 priority groups alongside all the other nations of the United Kingdom by the middle of February. The thing that limits us at the moment is supply. We're using every bit of the vaccine that we are getting. We know that supply will be ramping up rapidly over the coming weeks, and we are ready to use all the supply of vaccine that we will get in Wales and on track to deliver vaccination to the top 4 priority groups.
Are you really using all the supplies? Because as I understand it, you've only used half the doses that you've been given. And when you were asked about this, you said you were providing it on a week-by-week basis. Why not roll out all the doses immediately?
Well, we're using all the Oxford vaccine that we're getting as we get it. The supply of the Pfizer vaccine...
Why not use all the Pfizer?
Yeah, no, I'm coming to that. The Pfizer vaccine we have has to last us until the beginning of February. We won't get another delivery of that until the very end of January, or probably in the beginning of February. Therefore, we have to use that over that 6-week stretch. It would be no point, I think, and certainly it would be logistically very damaging, to try and use all of that in the first week and then to have all our vaccinators standing around with nothing to do for another month.
But you'd have vaccinated a lot of people, made a lot of people safer.
And the system we would have would not be in a position to then go on doing the job we need to do over the weeks ahead. The sensible thing to do is to use the vaccine you've got over the period that you've got it for, so that your system can absorb it, that it can go on working, that you don't have people standing around with nothing to do. We will use all the vaccine we have in the time that we have it for, and as more comes on track, we will use all of that as well. We will vaccinate all 4 priority groups by the middle of February, alongside everywhere else in the United Kingdom.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.